my channel. Today's video is all about the gorgeous White Sands National Park. Located in southern New Mexico, White Sands became a national park just 2 years ago in 2019. I visited for the first time ever this past weekend and had such an amazing time. It's a must-see for anyone who's interested. But in order to have the best time, there's 5 things that you must know before you go. So let's get right into the video, but before we do, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. The first thing that you must know is that White Sands National Park is just a few miles from an active missile range. This is where the US military tests lasers, missiles, and other weapons. And because the park is so close, it's often shut down along with the highway that leads up to it whenever there's testing going on at the missile range. And testing normally happens about 1 to 2 times a week for just a few hours. So it doesn't last that long, but you'll definitely need to check out the park website in order to see upcoming closures before you decide on which day and time to visit the park. Also, the missile range has a museum and an outdoor exhibit that is open to visitors. So if you're interested in the missiles and learning more about their history, this is definitely a cool stop that you can add on your way to the park. The second thing to know before visiting the park is that the sand is very, very white. And that might sound like an obvious one because the name of the park is White Sands. However, I thought after seeing many photos on the internet that people were just editing the photos to exaggerate how white the sand is for dramatic effect. That is not the case. The sand is literally as white as snow, which is awesome, but it's really important for you to know so that you can prepare and dress appropriately. Because the sand is so white, it is very reflective of sunlight, meaning that you might want to wear long pants so that your legs are not getting burned from the constant reflection of light. And you'll definitely want to bring a pair of sunglasses. I made the mistake and did not bring them, and honestly it was a little hard to see at some points because it was just so bright. The third thing that you must know is that you have to be at the park during sunset. The sunset is really spectacular and also provides some awesome lighting for some really great photos. According to the park ranger, the best place to watch the sunset is from on top of the dunes in the northwestern region of the park. Because it might take you some time to trek out and find the best dune, I would suggest that you park and start walking out there at least an hour before the sun is scheduled to go down. This way you'll have your pick of which dune you get to watch from, and you can set up your camera and anything else that you need to get the perfect photo. The fourth thing that you have to know is that you can and definitely should go sledding down the dunes while you're in the park. Sledding is encouraged, and I saw so many people sledding when I was there, and you can bring your own sled or you can buy one at the visitor center, and they also sell wax for you to put on the bottom so that you can glide even faster downhill. The cool thing is that sledding is allowed anywhere in the park, but the best places for you to go sledding are further back into the park where there's less vegetation on the dunes, so you'll have clearer paths to slide down smoothly without running into something. That was really hard. And the fifth and final thing that you must know before visiting White Sands National Park is that if you aren't going to camp in the park, you should totally stay in the city of Las Cruces. Although you may have never heard of Las Cruces, it is the second largest city in the state of New Mexico, right after Albuquerque. And it is a great location to stay when you're visiting the park because it's not too far away and it's a pretty decent sized city. So there's a ton to do and everything is really affordable, including, and possibly most importantly, the accommodations. So you can find so many highly rated Airbnbs for well under $75. And I've listed the Airbnb that I stayed in below in the description box, so be sure to check it out if you're interested. But in addition to being very affordable, Las Cruces has a lot of cool history. So for example, you could explore Mesilla for a day, which is the old part of the city. And it is also where the infamous Billy the Kid was sentenced in the late 1800s. And my final plug for Las Cruces is that it is the friendliest city that I have ever been to in my entire life. Everyone was so welcoming and kind and just happy to live there. It was very refreshing, and I honestly can't say enough good things about Las Cruces. So that's it. Those are my 5 things that you must know before visiting White Sands. I hope you found this video to be useful, and I hope that you plan a trip to White Sands very soon. It is spectacular and you will not regret it. Thank you for watching this video. If you have more tips that I didn't share, feel free to drop those below in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye!